Hello, my name is Stacy Lopez, and this is my presentation on the Southwood case study. Potential barriers to a successful training. Potential barriers include questions such as who will conduct the training for the trainees, how will we engage the trainees, and then lastly, receiving feedback about the training. Of course, these are just examples. These are not necessarily all of the barriers, just some that I have listed. And the different ways that we can address these would be, for example, for who will conduct the training, we need to make sure that we take everything into account and that we have the most efficient and cost-effective resource. As far as engaging the trainees, we can utilize different training methods to make sure that we are engaging all of our participants. As far as receiving feedback about the training, we can follow up with the trainees and also their supervisors to ensure that we receive the feedback that we need in order to know how we're doing in our trainings that we are providing. Information about participants is highly encouraged. There are different personality styles, and as well there are also various learning styles that everybody has. So that's very important whenever you are setting up a training, so that way you know what you need to put out on the table for people to be able to understand what you're saying, where you're coming from, and what the training is about. Also, I think that background information can be important as well, so that way you know us as far as the company, what the organization is all about, you know, what the goals and the vision are for the company, and then also career snapshots. So what different departments do you have in the mix? What different people do you have training, and where do they come from? That way you have a better idea and are able to relate to them as well. Disadvantages of using external consultants would be they're not that easily able to break the ice like somebody from an internal perspective would. The consultants are not as knowledgeable about problems that the company faces as an internal consultant would. You know, of course, an internal consultant is more aware of what's going on the daily tasks and the daily issues that arise. And then also, it can be a little bit more easier for an external consultant to make trainees upset, because the external consultant is not necessarily concerned with becoming friends with the trainees, as opposed to an internal consultant. They would be more, they see it more as a family, you know, something that we're all here to grow, we are all here to learn as well. Is training transferable? Absolutely. And the way that we can make sure that it's transferable would be ensuring that the skills being taught are applicable to the jobs that the individuals are doing. Also, following up with your trainees and making sure, you know, that the skills that were taught are being used, and then also following up with their supervisor to make sure that, you know, you're not just receiving the follow-up from the trainees, but you're also hearing back from the supervisors, because they're the ones that see the performance. And then also, are the goals that were developed during the trainings, are they being met? So everything that was trained, everything that the time that was spent training, are those things being addressed? Are they being met? Are they actually being used? E-learning, is it effective? Absolutely. So in this case, these are things that, in my opinion, I feel like it would definitely help out. So there's more flexibility, and then trainings, they can train at their own pace. There's more chance of getting the trainings completed, and then it can be done at the comfort of their own home or also during breaks. And that is the end of my presentation.